In order to fully be yourself, you have to fully know yourself. And that's important because genuine self-knowledge begins by looking at God and noticing how he's looking at you. So if you're going to know yourself, number one, you have to know yourself as deeply loved. This is what Paul is trying to find the words to say. He says, I hope that you can even grasp how high and how wide and how deep the love of God is. You must know that God doesn't simply like you. God doesn't have just warm, sentimental feelings towards you. God loves you with a passionate, absorbed interest. See, you must understand that neither your faithlessness nor your unfaithfulness alters the love of God for you in the slightest degree. The first thing that you ought to think about when you think about your who is that you are deeply loved by God. But here's the second and final thing. You have to know your ignored parts of self. Knowing yourself has to involve encountering, listen to me, and embracing previously unwelcome parts of yourself. The problem lies in the fact that we often don't know those other parts of ourselves. A lot of times we refuse to face our feelings of shame because they make us feel too vulnerable. Or maybe it's our brokenness. Maybe it's the hurt and the woundedness that exists in us, but we try to deny it. But when we try to deny those things, they don't go away, they simply go into hiding. What am I trying to teach you? There is enormous value in naming and coming to know those excluded parts of yourself. Part of the reason that stuff like pornography and other addictions exhibit so much power over people's lives is because there's parts of them that live in the dark where that stuff exerts power. The things about ourselves that we refuse to acknowledge, that we refuse to address, they are given increasing power over us and increasing influence over us. But it's when we acknowledge them, when we open the door and allow the light to shine into the dark areas of our lives, that we really strip them of the power that they've been exerting over our lives.